How are we going to do that? We're going to do that by reforming public services more generally. Because if we all want to reduce the size of the state, which we do, if we all want to reduce the tax burden, which we do, we have to think boldly and differently about public services across the board. Because a civil service alone is not going to deliver the income tax cuts that we all want to see. We need to reform the NHS if we're going to do that, because it's the NHS that's swallowing up more pounds of everyone's here, and if we don't grip it and reform it, we'll never be able to get the tax burden down. And that's why I want to be bold and radical on that, which is why I set out a plan to tackle this issue of missed appointments. Because for too long, millions and millions of hospital and GP appointments go missed. And that's a waste, and it's not wrong, and people are abusing the system. We need to move away from the ECHR definition of asylum, right? It is, yes, you're right, we should clap that because it is important. Right, it is far too broad and allows lefty lawyers to exploit it and frustrate our efforts. So I think we should move to the Refugee Convention, which is another international legal standard, but it is narrower and tighter and will give us a greater ability to say to people, you can't stay.
So regional pay for public sector workers. You said initially it was willful misrepresentation. Was it actually a woeful mistake on your part?
Well, what happened was we announced the policy. It was misinterpreted. It was never intended by the media. It was never intended to apply to nurses, doctors and teachers. So I wanted to clear the matter up straight away. And I have been very clear, we're now not going ahead with that policy. It wasn't a central part of my policy platform, and I've been clear that it is not happening. The fact is that there are too many people in this country who are ashamed of our history, who talk our country down, who say the best days are behind us. They are completely wrong. I'm afraid one of them is Mark Drakeford. And his you know, whether it's stopping the M4 relief road, whether it's whacking a tax on our tourist industry, I will crack down on his negativity about Wales and about the United Kingdom.